11 countries, 4 continents, 201 days of filming, 800 hours of footage, a mountain of camera gear, and one little film crew from Edmonton. I'm Niobe Thompson. I'm the producer, the director, the writer, and the host of the 3-part series Equus. If that sounds a little nuts, trust me. Most days, that's exactly how it felt.
It's totally crazy.
So here's the thing. If you think about it, no other animal has ever come close to giving us as much as horses have. Forget about dogs. Over the long run, horses are our best friend. This series is a celebration of the horse. Our job is to put horses back at the center of attention for just 3 hours of gorgeous, fascinating, thrilling documentary. And to do that was a big job.
This is my big thing right now.
This is Darren Donahue and Aaron Munson, directors of photography. We've been a team for years, filmed together on every continent: Siberia, Africa, rainforests, underwater. By now, it's like I have a silent language with these guys. When an idea pops into my head, it's really only Darren and Aaron who know how to get it out and onto a screen. So today, we're turning this barn into a film stage. It's a photo model shoot with some pretty big models.
Okay, so we'll try to stay on schedule as much as we can because there are horses coming one after another. Okay? Good luck.
That's Yahoo is his name.
Yahoo.
Yeah. Don't put your nose on his hands.
Well, Mike is a Belgian, and he weighs approximately 2,020 pounds.
One of the biggest challenges we faced was to really get under the skin of horses, to show them in all their incredible diversity.
Even if
you get the whole horse there.
Yeah.
That couldn't have been a better frame.
To see this huge animal up close, to show off its personality. And with the help of some very special cameras, to slow these animals down. Luke Campbell is operating the Phantom camera, which makes this look like this.
Well, there's no way we can go 20 feet in the middle there and
But if, like I say, if we just come off right down the rail here, that would be a pretty awesome shot.
I feel you need to see the body in slow motion to really understand how beautiful horses are.
Today I'm here with 2 of my rodeo horses to do a little bit of barrel racing. This is Homer, and he's my horse that I made the finals on a couple years ago.
Okay, action!
Wow.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
That's the shot of the
that
day.
works.
That makes me happy. And I'm never happy. I'm never happy, but I'm happy with that.
Incredible, eh? Look at the muscles.
Oh my God.
We're from Alberta, horse country. But for this series, we hardly filmed at home. Horses are everywhere. Almost anywhere you find humans, you find horses. So our little film crew traveled to some very remote places, like the coldest place people live. This is northern Siberia, in the middle of winter. And these are Yakutian horses. Happy at minus 50 Celsius. More than I can say for us.
It's so cold. It's so cold. But you know, my horse is just fine.
We also filmed on a sliver of sand in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. The horses of Sable Island. The only truly wild horses on Earth. We're still asking ourselves, did we really have to come in January? Horses thrive in the cold and the heat. So here we are in Arabia. Arab horses are pretty special. And riding them through the desert, well, that's just the ultimate thrill. But my favorite location of all was here, Mongolia's Altai Mountains, where we lived in yurts with a wonderful family of Kazakh horse nomads. That's Awaz, that's Khimis, and that's their oldest son, Canbek. When Canbek isn't helping out, he just gets on a horse and rides. Fast. So our problem was, how do we keep up? A horse gallops 60 kilometers an hour, but our van barely goes that fast, even when there is a road. And then, how do you keep the camera steady?
We're just gonna let this thing go and see what happens.
We just have to practice this until we get it right. But the results should pay off.
In these situations, you just have to make it up. And sometimes, it really works.
You see my fear? You see it? It's real. I'm not acting.
How's that for being 60? Huh?
I think of all the challenges we faced, the most difficult thing of all was the kind of filmmaking you don't meet in documentary very often. Dramatic recreations, bringing the world of our ancestors to life. The world of the first riders. Because shooting recreations well is so hard to do, we planned to film in Canada. But then, halfway through production, we changed our minds and took a big risk. We went to Kazakhstan, a huge country in Central Asia. Western film crews don't come here often, but for us, Kazakhstan was perfect. It's full of horses.
What we did today in the steppes with a herd of 1,000 horses is just not something that a person sees every day. And it was breathtaking.
Seeing them at distances across the steppe, like it was surreal. It's nothing that I had ever seen before.
And Kazakhstan happens to have some of the world's best stunt artists.
But when you see the air release at 1,000 millimeters,
Okay, I can see it.
it is terrifying. I flinch every time, and I know I'm safe.
Preparations took a year. Costume design, casting. But we had terrific local partners. Like Nurbol, the man who convinced me it was a good idea to shoot in Kazakhstan. Nurbol even helped us build a perfect scientific replica of a 6,000-year-old village. The roofs are covered with horse dung. These structures are made of big timbers and then covered with clay. I mean, down to the last detail, this is exactly what Bowtie Village looked like. I mean, a year ago, we filmed a group of scientists take a human skeleton out of the ground in northern Kazakhstan at the site called Bowtie. And This is such a rich site. There's so much information there that we could actually recreate an entire culture. At home in Canada, these kinds of shots can cost a fortune. Not in Kazakhstan. We made this up on the spot. Beat up old truck, some scaffolding, and then our aerials team. That's Chuck and Gabby. Normally, they fly their camera. But today they've agreed to bolt it to the end of a dodgy crane. Crazy. But it worked. Thank God. It was really important for all of us, actors, crew, horses, to live out on location. Not a glamorous life, in case you were wondering. That's where I live. Here, I'm going to see how the crew's doing.
See if anyone's in here. How's life in the Kazakhstan Shangri-La?
It's great.
Living out here allowed us to shoot at any time of day. We never waste a sunrise, or a sunset, or a full moon. We're documentary filmmakers at heart, so we improvise. No script, just imagination. And lots of pitching in. Breakfast. When it's been weeks since the last shower, when you're a world away from home, it can get a little tough. But that feeling never lasts long. Making Equus was a 2-year adventure into the unknown. Every day, every shot was a new discovery. And I'll tell you a secret. This isn't work. It's play. It's been such a privilege to meet these wonderful horses. I'll tell you another secret. It's impossible to be grumpy around a horse.